Spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is Light Spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is Light Spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is Light Spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is Light Spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is
Northern Ireland and Ulster, Ireland, Scotland.
So good evening everybody and welcome to the Armagh Sports International road race here. We are shortly about to get underway with our women's 3,000 metres, followed by our international men's 5,000 metres, and then we finish it with our open 3,000 metres. So in the first race we have two athletes here who have run sub 9 minutes, and we're hoping that they can break that. 8:58 is the course record, and Verity Ockenden from Swansea is an 8:43 athlete, and then Carmen Serngil from Sweden, an 8:54. Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC will try and come over and upset those two, and then Ailish Flanagan representing Northern Ireland here, the Finn Valley athlete, will try and give us something to cheer about here. So Ailish here with her sister Roisin as well. So we're about 5 minutes away from the start of this, but it's always a fantastic evening. It's a cold evening. It was pretty windy earlier on. The wind has died down a bit. And then after this, we'll be getting underway with our men's 5K, and what a race we have in prospect. We have Topi Ratinen from Finland, last year's champion. But Ephraim Giddy, if you've been looking on social media or in the newspapers, he said he's going to have a go at the national 5,000 metre record. So he's going to try and run. He'll have to break 13:27 to be able to do that. But he won't have it all his own way. The two Americans over here, Ryan Ford from the USA is a 13:30 on the track. And then Andrew Colley, also from the US, who won the Thanksgiving Manchester 4.7 miles race last week in a course record. So he's come from the States over here. So we have Charlie Brady from the States also over here, the Dunleer AC race promoter, and he always brings a few athletes over here. Andrew Colley is a 60:47 half marathon, so really stepping down in the distance here, but we're hoping the course record here is 13:37. So if Ephraim Giddy is going to do as he says he hopes to do, we should have a new course record and hopefully a new Irish record to boot. So we're just under 5 minutes away from the start, getting the athletes organised to get them into their pens. So we have white, green, yellow and red, just all the different colours for all the different time zones. So our elite athletes here are just on the side of the start. They'll get called in now in the next couple of minutes. Mark Kirk here, manager of the Northern Irish team. Just getting a toy to bring home to the kids.
There are 70 in the lineup who have run under 10 minutes. Just under 4 minutes to race start. 4 minutes.
4 minutes now to the start of this Armagh Sports International Women's 3,000 metres. Elite athletes now are being called in. So from the inside, wearing the on-running kit, wearing 300, we have Verity Ockenden from Swansea Harriers. And then just inside her, we have Lauren Church from Reading AC running for England. And beside her then, Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC, also in the England kit. Holly Dixon from Cambridge Harriers, also part of the England team. And then we've Alexandra Lewskowska from Poland, wearing 307. Wearing 309 then we have Charlotte Dannett from Camberley in England. Wearing 305 is Niamh Kearney with the Irish singlet on, the Raheny Shamrock athlete. And then from Finn Valley, as we mentioned earlier on, Ailish Flanagan. Finn Valley representing Northern Ireland and Ulster here, and Roisin Flanagan, her twin sister there beside her. Emma McAvoy then from Dundrum South Dublin, also on the Irish team. So we're about to get underway now in just over 2 minutes for our women's 3,000 metres. So let's hope we can break that course record of 8 minutes 58. So the elites just all being called out now, and then we'll see from behind the rest of the field and make their way in. So myself and cameraman Peter Morgan will hop into the boot of our Tesla. We've had some fun in this Tesla over the last couple of years. Different car, different driver. I'm told he's a little bit faster, a little bit more erratic. So we have just about 90 seconds now left to the start. Still the athletes going to be filed in behind our elite athletes.
Airplane mode today.
On running, supporters of the team, Verity Ockenden.
Yes, we're doing practice start here. Mark? Yes, Peter, I'm Peter. Hello. Just give me practice start.
So we have 1 minute to go. We're just making sure that the car starts. That was a very smooth start, Mr. Driver.
Yeah, can you hear me, Justin? Sorry, Justin, can you hear me now? Sorry.
So all eyes will be on Verity Ockenden from Swansea and Carmen Serngil from Sweden, the only two athletes that are sub 9 minutes. But as we've seen over the years, athletes that you don't expect are battling out up that long 400 metre home straight. So 2 and probably 4/5 of a lap for the athletes. It looks as if we've about 10 seconds left. So sometimes I might just shout to slow it down a little bit.
Just Justin, I have Justin on the microphone here, so I'm going to dictate to him. He's got 15 from 10 etc.
So we're away. Niamh Kearney right down the inside there. making our way across from the Ireland. Then we have right on the inside Verity Ockenden. What they'll spread out pretty quickly. Fast start there from Cander's Rebecca Rossiter. I just see her on the outside. What they'll all Roisin Flanagan there in the Finn Valley singlet. And then Alexandra Liskowska from Poland in the yellow on the outside. So we'll come up. Slight incline. They'll feel this on the third lap. But so you can see right on the inside our favourite Verity Ockenden from Swansea. Roisin Flanagan then on the other side of that group of 5 or 6 athletes. And then Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC in the England singlet then just beside Ockenden. And as these two are going to take it on here, it looks like they're not going to hold back. This is what we tend to see in this race. The athletes take it on. They try and run even pace, try and get under that magical 9 minutes. Ailish Flanagan about 5th or 6th right on the inside there. Holly Dixon from Cambridge Harriers also just tucked in behind them. Lauren Church from Reading AC. But it's Roisin Flanagan on the outside with the leaders. Her sister right on the inside. So Ailish Flanagan on the inside, just having to check her stride there along the barriers as some of the athletes just come in front of her. So now right on the outside, Alexandra Liskowska from Poland on the outside of Roisin Flanagan. And then still just 2 from the barrier, Verity Ockenden from Swansea. So we're coming up with just over 2 laps to go now. So we'll try and just get a look at the clock as they go through, but we have just under a K done. And they're at 2:32, 2:33 as we come down. So they'll have a little look to their right there. We can see this guy's looking up at that clock. 2 laps to go for her. In 3:06 there, Holly Dixon from Cambridge Harriers right on the inside. Outside her then is Verity Ockenden from Swansea. Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC then. So these 3 are taking it on. Then we've Roisin Flanagan. Lauren Church. So 3:04 we're told for the first K. So it's leisurely. They'll have heard that and they'll have realised there's going to be more in this race if they keep it at that pace. So Ockenden from Swansea takes it on. Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC wearing the England singlet. The 2 of them have been side by side. They mightn't have led it all the time, but they have been side by side. Roisin Flanagan still going very well in the Finn Valley singlet. Alexandra Liskowska still on the outside there in the yellow. So we come back up the back straight. About 100, 150 metres now before they'll swing left. They'll have the incline nearly complete, and then on the way down the home straight, it's a lovely final 400 metres. It's a nice downhill for the first 100 and then totally flat the whole way in. So hopefully we'll have 4 or 5 of them still in contention this time next lap with about 600 metres they'll have in a lap to go. That means they've about 1,600 metres to go now. So Amelia Quirk from Bracknell, the 9:02 athlete, has taken it on here. Verity Ockenden has gone after her. Roisin Flanagan still in 3rd place. Ailish Flanagan's in about 6th or 7th place there. But it's Quirk has really upped the pace here. She'll get 100 metres downhill now. So it's Amelia Quirk from Ockenden in 2nd place. In 3rd then we've Lauren Church from Reading. Roisin Flanagan's in 4. But probably only 10, 15 metres between the first 15 or 20. But this is definitely going to be a faster K, as Amelia Quirk from Bracknell AC is now trying to open up that field. She's doing a decent job at it. Ockenden looks to be working a little bit harder as Quirk just keeps churning it on here. So we're coming up now. They'll soon hear the bell, and that'll mean that there's just over a kilometre to go. Amelia Quirk, Bracknell AC, leads them out. Verity Ockenden from Swansea still in second place. So we go through now, 5:50 on the clock. They'll see about 6 minutes as they go past, with just over a kilometre to go. It looks as though we are going to be outside 9 minutes unless we have something special in this last lap, and Amelia Quirk is doing her best to do that. Ockenden still in second place. So for the first time now, I see India Weir from Thames Valley Harriers has put herself in contention. She hasn't been anywhere so far, but she's there when it matters. She's moved into third place. Roisin Flanagan in about fifth. But Amelia Quirk, it was around this time a lap ago that she took it on, forced the pace. She hasn't been able to burn them off. Some of them are going back, but a few of them are still right there. And one of them is Verity Ockenden and India Weir. India Weir now just beginning to lose contact with Ockenden in second place. It looks at the minute that it's between the two who have battled it out. They've been side by side for most of the race. Amelia Quirk from Verity Ockenden, the Bracknell AC athlete from the Swansea Harriers athlete. They've got about 4 or 5, maybe a bit more, over India Weir from Thames Valley Harriers. We have about 600 metres to go. And it's as though she's really putting the foot to the floor here. Amelia Quirk, she just can't burn Verity Ockenden off, the 8:43 athlete against the 9:02 athlete. But that counts for nothing here when it comes to this Armagh Sports International Women's 3,000 metres. It's going to be between these two, it looks like. India Weir trying her best to stay on. She's about 5 metres off them. It looks like Roisin Flanagan's off in about 6th place there. So Amelia Quirk, one left, turn left, and then she's got 400 metres into the finish. Verity Ockenden comes up onto her shoulder. Quirk looks straight down. Push it on, lads, so there's a great sight, two of them side by side. And now Ockenden for the first time has tried to make her mark over Quirk. But Quirk has responded, but look at India Weir, she's not done yet. She can smell the victory still. These three are going to be 1, 2, 3, but in what place they're going to be? Amelia Quirk is the one that has done most of the work. She's the one back in the lead. Verity Ockenden still in second place, but India Weir is not done yet. She's back with them. India Weir in the blue, right down the centre, then Amelia Quirk. Ockenden's back in the lead here. And Ockenden wearing 3:00, the fastest woman in the field. Looks as though she's going to be one to take this victory. Ockenden storms clear here now. She's 10 metres clear. The battle looks to be for second place. India Weir looks to have got that. But Verity Ockenden is going to take this one. I'm looking at the clock. It's 8:53, 8:54. Will she break 9 minutes? She's trying hard. It looks as though she may just be over it. A great effort there by Verity Ockenden. And it is India Weir in second place. A great run by Quirk in third. Dixon in 5 then. Charlotte Donnett. So they're coming streaming through. It looks like Niamh Kearney, the first of the Irish home, in about 10th or 12th. Followed home by Hannah Gilliland. Amy O'Donoghue then for Ireland. Cheryl Nolan from St Albans. Ailish Flanagan then from Northern Ireland and Ulster comes through. Then Grace Lynch from Dundrum South Dublin, who works for Athletics Ireland. They're all streaming through here. 9:40 on the clock for Lucy Foster. That's a great run for her, the Irish under-20 cross-country champion. Rebecca Rossiter having a great run here, comes through just ahead of Emma McAvoy. So Willowfield having a great 3 or 4 athletes through here from Willowfield. Maeve Eakin now comes through from Dunleer AC. Nessa Riley, our club mate now, going to come through in around 10:15.
Very quick, finish, Philip.
He needs to go around and you walk around and meet him. You go around, then he'll meet you because you're not getting through them after half 10 minutes. You go around, you're not getting through them.
So we get ourselves in amongst the finishers. The great Jeff Whiteman just having a word with Verry Ockenden, the winner. She was just outside 9 minutes. You could see it. She was looking at the clock. If she had maybe saw it a little bit earlier, she might have made that break a little bit earlier to try and get that sub 9 minutes. It was around 9:03, 9:04. Still a great run after a very slow first K in around 3:04, 3:05. So Verity, as you walk to the podium, that wasn't as easy as you maybe thought it might have been. It was a great run and a great last 400 metres.
I didn't think it was going to be easy. It never is here.
So when you looked at that clock and you could see 8:50, did you think you might have been able to get under that 9 minutes?
To be honest, I wasn't looking at the clock at all. You just tunnel vision, and you just got to be 100% focused on what you're doing in that last bit. So yeah, it's just like a really nice extra to have been fairly quick. Yeah,
it was nice for Amelia to take it on and then open up that field, and then it was down to maybe 3 here for the last lap. But congratulations and well done, Armagh Sports 3,000 metre international champion. Well done.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So 8 minutes now to the start of the men's 5,000 metres. So we'll make our way back over to the back straight. So Eilish, a bit shorter than what you're normally used to at this time of the season. How'd that feel?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't raced this time of the season, I think, in like over 3 years, and I'm nowhere near where I'd like to be right now, but just to be back racing is a start, and hopefully just improve from here. I've never got to race Armagh before. It's always been on my bucket list, and it was an unreal atmosphere around here.
And what's the hope and the ambition this year?
Just to get back on the track, get back to running my best, really, and be healthy and enjoy myself.
All right, well, we're looking forward to seeing you run a lot more in Ireland. Thanks a million.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
In the centre there in the Ireland singlet. 13:23, but he has the Irish road race 10,000 metres and half marathon record. He's looking to potentially take that 5k record tonight. Let's hope he can get it, because if he does that, he gets the Irish, or he gets the course record here. And if you look on the right on the inside, we have our two US athletes. Andrew Colley, second from the inside, the Thanksgiving Manchester 4.7 miles champion, 60:47 athlete for half marathon. 13:23 on the track as well, so him and Ephraim Giddy at the same time. And then Ryan Ford from Zap Fitness at 13:30, 5,000 metre athlete. Stephen Scullion a late entry here, so it'll be interesting to see what form Stephen Scullion's in. He doesn't normally race unless he feels he can be competitive.
Justin, can you hear me? These boys are going to go off at rockets, so you can pull out a wee bit.
So Toby Reitman will be wearing number 10, two-time champion from here, last year's champion.
Probably go a bit further up even. Yeah, they'll go a wee bit faster now. Yeah. Go on a wee bit further there, Justin.
So we've 2 minutes now to the start. So some of the names to look out for. Number wearing 1, as we mentioned, Andrew Colley from Zap Fitness in the USA. His clubmate Ryan Ford, 13:23 and 13:30 athlete. As we said, Ephraim Giddy. I see Tommy Moran in the field there, partner of Ciara McGeehan. Ciara moved back to Belfast. Tommy Moran, sub 4 minute miler himself. So these athletes will go off at a serious pace here. You tend to find some of the athletes you don't expect leading it out for the first lap or so, and then the favourites will just move their way into contention as we probably move into the second lap. Won't get carried away. So 1 minute to go. So all was one of the great road races in Ireland, the UK and Europe. They're ready to go.
Right, go. That's us now.
So you can see bumping and barging as they go, and Jack Gray from Cambridge, and then the middle there, but he's just beginning to get sucked up now as Andrew Colley with the flowing hair. He's going to be easy to spot in this race. Leads them out. We're number 3 there, just beside him then as well, Ryan Ford. Matt Ramsden from Blackburn with that leading group, as is Jack Gray, as we said, from Cambridge. So Ross Golton from East Sutherland leads them out now at the moment. You can see him just looking at his watch. In fact, that's Sebastian Lörstad from Sweden. So it's Lörstad from Sweden is going to take this first turn at the top of the hill in the lead. Andrew Colley, who won't know most of the athletes here, the two US-based athletes won't know who to chase and not to chase. They're just going to run at their own pace, but he isn't going to let him away. He's not going to give him any chance. Ryan Ford, then from Zap Fitness in third place in the US. Then Jack Kavanagh from Holland Sports. So they come down the hill, they get that lovely downhill for 150, 200 metres, then it flattens out, but then they have that same hill to go up the far side of the road. So Lörstad constantly looking at his watch. He's down as a 14:08 athlete. Well, he's 17 athletes last year under 14 minutes. There's about 22 athletes in the field this year who have run sub 14 minutes. How many are we going to get this year? So Lörstad still leads them out. Colley in second place. Ford in third. And then Kavanagh from Holland Sports in 4. So 2:18, 2:19. But that's probably only around through 800 metres, I'd say. We'll try and hear as they give them the case split from the course. But Lörstad is still going to push this on. We didn't hear any lap splits there yet. So it's still Lörstad from Colley. It's a decent pace because this field is well strung out in these very early stages here. So people weren't expecting Sebastian Lörstad from Sweden to take this on, but he is doing a right good effort at it. Andrew Colley from the USA, as we said, at 13:23 athlete. We haven't seen any sign of Ephraim Giddy yet. We'd expect him to be right up with that field and not let them away, but there's no sign of him at the moment. But we should see him come through. Ryan Ford then just tucked in behind his countryman there. So they make their way up this slight incline for the second time in just under 5 laps. This wonderful 5k road race around the Mall here in Armagh. So Lörstad on the outside, on the inside then Colley. So just up that hill. They come across now the top of the Mall. Lörstad, Colley, Ford, and then Scott Sterling from Falkirk in this Scottish singlet. Just in behind him then we've Jack Gray from Cambridge and Coleridge. So he just gets a shout of encouragement from one of his club mates. So the field, I can just see Ephraim Giddy there, probably back in about 15th or 20th. He's probably about 15-20 metres off the pace. It's not like him to be that far back, but maybe that pace in this first 1600 metres was just too fast. Will these athletes at the front pay for that? So Scott Sterling from Falkirk is now taking it on. Lörstad in second place. So it's the Scottish and Swedish athletes leading them out. It's the two USA athletes in behind. Ryan Ford closer to the barrier. The long flowing hair of Andrew Colley then beside him. Ross Golton from East Sunderland is also with that group. But the pace keeps getting pushed on here. So it's Scott Sterling from Falkirk. So coming up to start their third lap here. And it's still Scott Sterling from Lörstad. And then we still have our two Americans, so no change at the front there in the last 700 or 800 metres. It looks as though a gap of 8 or 9 seem to have pulled clear. I think I can see Ephraim Giddy at the back of that group. I'm just not 100% sure. We'll try and give you an update. If we can see him, maybe he's not actually. So just through the darkest part of the course here. There's red lights, but they're not stopping for those red lights as Lörstad takes it on again. Sterling in second place. Ford then just on the outside, and we have Colley on the inside. And then Ross Golden from East Sunderland. We just see him on the outside of that group, in the middle of that group. But Sebastian Lörstad from Sweden, he's been right there in contention, never out of the first two. Sterling took it on just under a lap ago. He's in second place. Andrew Colley from Zap Fitness in the USA in third place. In fourth place then is clubmate Ryan Ford. So down the hill they come. They'll have 2 laps from the finish. So we're getting right to the business end of it. It's probably a group of 8 to 10 have broken well clear of the field. And I do not see any of the Irish in that field. So Ephraim Giddy is not with that leading group, as Sebastian Lörstad continues to push it on. But now Andrew Colley, he hasn't taken it on yet, but he has never been out of the first 2 or 3. So 7:48, 7:49 on the clock now, with about 2,100 metres to go. And Lörstad continues to pump it on. They're in a train here. They're not even, there's nobody even 2 side by side. They're in a train of about 10 athletes as Lörstad keeps putting the pressure on. Colley in second place, Sterling in third, Ryan in fourth. The field is so well strung out with just under 2,000 metres to go. They started here 3 laps ago. They've got just under 2 laps to go. Sebastian Lörstad, he was looking at his watch for the first lap and a half. I haven't seen him do that for the last lap and a half. Andrew Colley looks as though he's glued to him. The flowing hair is blowing in the face of Sterling in third place, and these 3 look to be opening up a bit of a gap. They've opened about 10 metres over Ryan Ford. Lörstad just looks over his left shoulder. Now he looks at his watch again. It's probably beeped at whatever he wanted it to be. He'll know whether he's on or off, but he's going to be in the top 3 the way this is going, unless they get sucked in. But of the 3 athletes in the lead, he has done most of the work. The athlete in third place, Scott Sterling from Falkirk, has done most of the other hard parts. The guy in the middle between the 2 of them, Andrew Colley, has done very little so far. But it's Colley and Lörstad now just beginning to pull a little bit clear of Sterling. So is it down to 2? It looks as though it is, and Colley looks magnificent in second place here. He doesn't look at all out of breath, but saying that, Lörstad also looks very comfortable. So it's Sweden against the USA. They've got 10-15 metres over Sterling of Scotland. Ford of the US then about 5 or 6 metres behind him, and we can see that Ephraim Giddy now is probably about 10th place, but he's about 50-60 metres off. He's the first Irish man at the moment in the field, but it's going to be between these 2 unless something amazing happens. They've got about 1,100 metres to go. So Lörstad has been right there. These 2 have probably been in the top 3 for every metre so far. They're going to be in the top 2 at the finish, but which will be first and which will be second? It's not going to be a home win anyway. It looks as though it's going to go to Sweden or the USA. Sterling in third place in Scotland looks as though he's going to be sucked up, so there's going to be a battle for that 3rd spot. And now for the first time they're side by side. Colley just comes up to the inside of Lörstad here. They're at 10:46, 10:47. So we're going to surely be well under 14 minutes. But will it be in the 13:30s? Will it be in the 13:40s? That's the question. The Hoka singlet of Lörstad. The USA singlet in behind. So it's 20, 30 metres lead for these two. Lörstad from Colley. Colley, I thought he was going to take it on into the last lap, but he hasn't. He's gone back in behind Lörstad. Lörstad looks over that left shoulder all the time. He can smell him, he can breathe, feel his breath on his shoulder. But he's just doing what he wants to do. He's pushed it on from the start. He's kept it going, and it's worked very well for him so far. He is one athlete it looks like to beat to win this Armagh Sports International Men's 5,000 metres. But ominously, that other athlete is Andrew Colley, who is in the form of his life as well. He's the fastest man in the field. They have about 600 metres to go. And now Colley has taken the lead for the first time. So Andrew Colley from the USA. And is that a sign that Lörstad is done? He's looked over his right shoulder to see who's behind him. He's trying to dig deep to stay with Colley. An ominous sign. He's looked over his shoulder again, but Colley's focused on the front. All he's looking at is now in front of him. He's going to swing left. He's 400 metres to go, and Andrew Colley has kicked for home. Is Lörstad done at this stage? Colley moves out wide, right down the centre. He'll move it over onto the other side of the central median and into the finish this time. In third place, Jack Gray is having an absolute belter. He's closing on them big time. Has he left it too late? Is that Jack Gray? I'm not sure. I actually think that's Jack Kavanagh. Jack Kavanagh from Holland Sports is finishing like a steam train, but it looks as though he might have enough to get Lörstad, but he's not going to have enough to get Colley. So Andrew Colley, he's got 7-8 metres, but look at this for a finish here from Jack Kavanagh. If he'd have made a move maybe a little bit earlier, it might have been different. But Andrew Colley from the USA is going to take this men's 5,000 metres. Look at the clock. It's going to be just over 13:30. You're witnessing a new course record. Probably three of them under the course record. Andrew Colley takes it from Jack Kavanagh. Lörstad, Sebastian Lörstad in third place. We've got a new course record. 3 athletes inside it. Sterling from Falkirk in third. Ryan Ford in fifth. In sixth then we have Brett Rushman. Ephraim Giddy's just throwing about 13.50. And they're coming steaming through here. It looks as though, come on the 14. 2 more on the 14 minutes. A great run by Michael Murphy just outside 14 minutes there. They're coming steaming through. The next barrier is the 14:30. We could have a new record here of people coming through under 14 minutes. 17 last year. We could have over 20 this time. It'll not take long for them to tell us. We're still well under the 30. We're going to be into the 60s and the 70s under 14:30. What a spectacle this is. So we're just over 14:30 now. Incredible stuff here. 3 athletes inside the previous course record. Fair play to Sebastian Lörstad. He really pushed that on from the start. He ended up in third place. But Andrew Colley, he did what he had to do. He waited and waited, and when the time was right, about 500 or 600 metres to go, he took it on and comes away with a new course record. How did you feel?
It was tough out there. This guy right here was putting it to me left and right. I was just lucky that I had enough at the end, and it was a great race, great crowd too. Oh my gosh, this Armagh is amazing.
It's quite unique having 5 laps with everybody all around the course, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, you don't see this in the States except at a couple of races.
So you won the Thanksgiving Manchester, 4.737 miles.
Yep.
And you come to Armagh in Ireland and you take it with a new course record. So congratulations and thanks for coming here.
Thank you, and thank you to all the people that showed out and cheered for all of us. It was a great atmosphere.
Yeah, it was great to have the two of you here. Sebastian, 16 years of age, 50 metres into the race, you took it on. and you made them work for it. So 13:34, 13:35, I think, inside the previous course record. How do you feel?
I mean, I can't explain really. I'm shocked. It's a new world record, I think, for 16-year-olds, breaking Jakob Ingebrigtsen's world record. So I'm blown away. I'm blown away.
And for a Swede to beat a Norwegian's record, even better.
Yeah. We don't hate the Norwegians, but we dislike them. So it's always a rivalry. But breaking this, I'm shocked. I can't explain.
So what's the plan for you this year? Probably the European under-20s if you're running 13:34, 13:35.
Yeah, I mean, I'm up for gold in the European under-20s. So, yeah.
Well, we see you there. Fantastic, and well done for making it such a fast race from the start.
Thank you so much.
A name to remember, Sebastian Lörstad, 16 years of age. We think it's a world record for his age. We think it's a world under-18 record. He thinks he's beaten Jakob Ingebrigtsen's world record. 16 years of age. Amazing. So there's on the podium. In second place, Jack Kavanagh. Came through really, really fast there. It was a brave run. It was just too late. So there we have Collie, Lörstad, Kavanagh. And then a great run by Sterling. So we had 154 people or athletes sub 15 minutes. We have a 16-year-old running 13:35, a new world record. What another evening here in Armagh. We still have the open 3K to go. From Giddy there makes his way up to get his prize. He was around 8th or 9th. So one race left, our open 3,000 metres. So this event never fails to disappoint.
That reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
A seamless high-performance upper, weighing just 30 grams, that reduces carbon emissions by up to 75%.
Lighter, faster, more sustainable.
Lighter than humanly possible.
For decades, running shoes have been made the same way.
So we challenged ourselves to break with convention.
The result is light spray.
So I don't know how we better that. A new course record, a 16-year-old. I think the time has been verified at 13:36 for Sebastian Lörstad from Sweden. And then we move to our final event, the open men's 3,000 metres. Fastest athlete in the field by just over a second is James Alexander from Garsh Group. He's got an 8:24. And then we've Eric Niederhem from Sweden and Samuel Berhane, also from Sweden, with an 8:25 and an 8:28. Some of the local interests to look out for is Tommy Fleming from Lockview, Frank Buchanan from St Michael's, who had a few great races here. Part of the Irish team at the European Under-20 cross country as well. John McCallion from Letterkenny AC. Samuel McKenzie from Enniskillen. So the field's still getting brought in. So we're just a couple of minutes away from the start here. So like the women's race, they'll have just under 3 laps. So might be a little bit more difficult to call out the athletes here, but we'll do our best.
We might have had an Age-16 world record in that previous 5K.
Justin, can you start moving?
So the great Jeff Whiteman, great to have him here commentating at this road race every year. He's just called out Sebastian Lörstad's world record. We'll obviously have to try and get that ratified, but an amazing run. But Andrew Colley did what he had to do. 13:31, we think. Okay, 1 minute to go. Final race after a brilliant juvenile programme. Our international women's 3K, men's 5K, and now our open 3K at the Armagh Sports International road race. So I can just see Andrew Colley now just doing his cool down, coming up the footpath past the athletes with Ryan Ford, who was around 4th, I think.
Start moving slowly there.
And away we go. Men's 3,000 metres. Open race underway. And it's Kieran Fulton from Moorfoot in the centre. The early leader. And then Almad Beride from Team Tribal Castlegar AC. Oh, there was a bit of a bumping and barging there. Just as I called him out, he nearly got knocked over. Frank Buchanan then just right in the centre in the second behind the leaders.
There, Justin. Really good.
And Samuel Bahani from Sweden there on the outside of that leading group, wearing 5:03. Then just inside him then, Kieran Fulton from Moorfoot. And then Luke Culleton from Falkirk. And then Chris Keenan from Drogheda District there with that leading group.
15 metres there.
And now, as we expected,
One lad making a break there.
it's our team tribal athlete trying to just get away from the field. He was just a little bit bumped and barged, so Ahmad Belad has decided he's going to try and take this on now. But the group of maybe 10 or 12 just tucked nicely in behind him there. So they'll come up to complete the first of 3 laps now in about 150 metres. So it's still Ahmad Balad from Kieran Fulton, from Luke Culleton, from Chris Keenan,
Come on!
Very good. Yep. Nice conversion. Good job. That's us 20 metres.
So just in the yellow there, I just don't have him on my sheet. I'll try and get his name there, right in the centre with the leaders. But it's still Belad on the inside, and then just right on the outside we have Culleton and Fulton from Falkirk and Moorfoot. And then Frank Buchanan from Enniskillen, just right on the outside, just tucked in behind the leaders. Chris Keenan right on the inside in the red of Drogheda District. So about 10 athletes in this group. This very early stages, Luke Culleton from Falkirk right on the outside does look very easy. Kieran Fulton also looks very easy in about 3rd place there. Now Chris Keenan right on the inside. Had a great season last year, the junior athlete. And he's moved to under 23 this year. So about 10 athletes have moved well clear of the rest of the field. It's the Moorfoot athlete of Kieran Fulton on the outside. Christopher Keenan right on the inside, and then Belad from Team Tribal Castlegar now back into the lead. Frank Buchanan there, just in behind them. Eric Niederholm from Sweden then just in that group also. And we've William Driscoll from Belgrave Harriers. So come down, just over a lap to go, probably 1200 metres left to go. So athlete in the lead wearing 766, and my numbers only go to 764. Story of my life. So it was this athlete that just tripped up and came close to Belad from Team Tribal, and it's these two that are first and second as they go into the final lap. So the pace has definitely picked up. You can see the field now getting really strung out here, as the athlete that we don't have the number for leads them out. But Frank Buchanan has now moved into second place from Enniskillen, and he looks very, very comfortable, Frank Buchanan. So just about 800-900 metres to go, and the field has now got really strung out as our leader. Doesn't even look like an Irish singlet, but he's really pushing it on here. So we will say he's wearing 766. He's not on the list, but it's Frank Buchanan in second place then. It looks like Eric Niederheim from Sweden in third. It looks to be between these three. 600-700 metres to go. So just, if you just look at the athletes, they just get taller. The first three, you can see the three heads, but they're in a line behind each other. So they'll come and make their way up to the top of the hill for the last time. So as we just go past Michael Smith from Lara AC, he'll come down and he'll have a lap to go as Frank Buchanan now, for the first time in this race, has come to the front. So Frank Buchanan leads them out. Eric Niederheim in second place, and then 766. I apologise that we just don't have his name. He has really put it up to them here. But Frank Buchanan, who's got a lot greater range this last couple of years. We saw him run a lot of 8 and 15s, a great cross-country season, but it's Eric Niederheim. So we saw Lörstad run 13:36 in the last time for Sweden, but it's Eric Niederheim is absolutely powering away with this one here. He's trying to catch us in the car here. So Eric Niederheim is going to take this from Frank Buchanan from Enniskillen. So we're looking at the clock there, it's 8:11, 8:12. It looks as though it could be a new course record. Frank Buchanan is going to be in second place. It looks as though we're just going to be around the course record, maybe just outside at 8:27, 8:28. Frank Buchanan in second place from Enniskillen. From Dunleer. So around 8:27, 8:28 we think for the win. So it's been a great evening for Sweden. So the athletes come through the finish here. We'll just have a quick word with Eric, who won this. Eric, that looked very comfortable and you looked very smooth up the home straight. How did it feel?
It felt really good. The first 2.5 laps felt really nice. So I felt like I had a lot of power left, and I got a bit worried in the end. I started kicking a bit too early, but it was enough, so I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, nice strong finish. And we saw Sebastian Lörstad in that 5,000 metres who blew us all away. And what age are you?
I'm 2 years older than him, so I'm born 2006.
So you're still under 20 this year for the European Championship. So we're going to have a strong team there, it looks like.
Yeah, hopefully.
So I'll pass you on to the master here.
Well, I didn't.
So Frank, did you expect the Swede to beat you?
Oh, I didn't see him, but he came past me too much from at the end, so yeah, it was a great race.
Yeah, you look very comfortable as you came around that top bend there.
Thank you.
The guy in third, Grange, he wasn't on my start list, which is always the story of my life, so you got plenty of shout-outs.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, it was great fun.
Yeah, so you're still under 20 this year, yeah?
Yeah.
So a big season ahead.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully European under 20s at the end of the year and try and get that qualifying standard and see how it goes.
All right, well, congratulations, well done.
Thanks very much.
So the 2025 Armagh Sports International road races come to an end as athletes are still coming through their 3,000 metres. Another wonderful evening here, 157 athletes we believe under 15 minutes in the men's 5,000 metres.
Hold on.
3 athletes inside the previous course record.
I'm not your fan. I go crazy. I go so fast. I go crazy.
Hey,